discussed as of now all the basic PLSQL, right? So PLSQL variables, non-PLSQL variables, followed by another different set of variable like composite data types, record type variable, and then also we discussed conditional statements and iterative statements. Okay, so these are all kind of basics. You may or may not face interview question there, but from now onwards, definitely everything is going to be part of interview question also. Every class is important, whatever we are discussing in a PLSQL as of now. And from now onwards, every class is also an important interview question. Okay, so we'll be discussing today cursors. Okay, so we'll see what is meant by cursor. Okay, so what exactly happening because of this? What is the use of it in our PLSQL? We'll see. Okay, and thereafter, of course, different things are there, different types of cursors, different types of attributes of that cursor. Okay, and how to write different cursors. We'll see all those later. First, we'll see what is cursor, and also it is an important interview question. What is cursor? Okay, so simple. I'm just writing one select statement. Okay, imagine I'm writing this select statement in PLSQL or wherever it is. Okay, select star from EMP. I return this select statement in PLSQL. Okay, so it may returning one record or returning more than one record, whatever it is. Okay, just assume I return a select statement in PLSQL to fetch the data. That's it, right? Select statement is nothing but fetching the data. Okay, and it is returning now from EMP table. That's it. So when I'm writing this select statement, so what will happen? Okay, so simple. There are 4 steps for us. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and last step is 4. Okay, so any statement, anything, whatever you are executing for that time. Okay, so till that output you are seeing, right? Till that output time, it is going to be processed with these 4 steps every time. Okay, but till now we written some programs already. Even that time also, it went through all these 4 steps. Okay, we'll see whether really that programs followed these 4 steps or not. We'll discuss later with better examples. But as of now, we'll see when you are writing any program or statement, select statement like this, what will happen? Okay, so when you are writing a select statement and you are trying to execute that, so what will happen is connecting to Oracle engine. Okay, it's contacting, you are contacting Oracle engine. Simply to say, you are through Toad or to SQL developer, you're connected already to Oracle and you are executing this statement. Okay, so means simply you are asking your Oracle engine, please select this data. Okay, so whatever it is, here I'm writing star means that data from EMP table. That's it. You are asking. So when you are asking, when you are requesting that data or that whatever the type of request to your Oracle engine, so then what your Oracle engine is going to do? That is what these 4 steps. After completion of these 4 steps, of course, you are going to see the output. Okay, again, I'm just repeating. I'm just going to execute this statement. Nothing but I'm requesting my Oracle engine to process that statement and show me the output. That's it. Okay, so when I'm asking Oracle engine, so then Oracle engine is going to process your statement, your request through these 4 steps. After completion of these 4 steps only, you are going to see the output. Okay, but what are the first? What are the 4 steps? And first step it is here. When you are executing statement, I'm going to contact Oracle engine means Oracle engine is nothing but it's a database. Some space will be there, right? So to process my statement, I need a space, right? So what will happen? Okay. Imagine this is my database. Okay. So this is my database. Okay. So when you are contacting your Oracle engine to process this statement, so the first step your Oracle is going to do is it's going to allocate some space in the database. Database means it's complete thing, some complete memory. Okay. So for example, I have complete 1 GB space here. Okay. But to process this statement, it is going to allocate some private memory area. Okay. So not public. So this is completely public. So anyone can use for example. Okay. But to process my statement, so I need some memory area. Okay. So Oracle is going to allocate some specific private kind of memory area. So means no one will use, no one in the sense, no other statement will use that space to get processed. If someone is trying to process some another statement by connecting to the same database, so then some another memory area will be allocated for that statement. Okay. So whatever the memory area Oracle is allocating to process your statement, that is private only till that processing of that particular statement only. Okay. So what I'm trying to say again, I'm repeating. So this is my statement I am executing by connecting to the same database. So then Oracle is going to allocate some memory area for me in the sense to process my statement. Okay. So that memory area is only to process that statement only. Okay. So if someone is trying to execute some another statement by connecting to the same database, so then that memory area which is allocated for my statement is not going to be shared by other one. Okay. So what Oracle will do? Oracle will allocate some another memory area to that second statement. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here finally, so the memory area which is getting allocated is private. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So for example, it's allocated some memory area for you this much. Memory area to process my statement. Okay. So this is my statement. To process my statement, it's allocated some memory area from this database. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So fine, right? This is my first step. Every time it is going to be happening same, and it is important in question also. Okay. Try to understand easily. So when you are executing any statement, Oracle is going to allocate some memory area from the database. It is done. Now what you can do? So Oracle allocated space for me. So what I will do now? I'll start processing my statement. Okay. So what is my statement? So this is my statement. For example, I have some data in EMP table like this. Let me take some 4 columns here. Okay. So just imagine this is my data: employee number, employee name, salary, and department number. For example, employee number is 101, 102, 103. Employee name is A, B, C. Salary 1000, 2000, 3000. Okay. And department number is something 20, 10. Yeah. Okay. 10. Okay. So this is the data I have in my MP table. For example, only 3 rows of data, and only I have these 4 columns in my MP table, for example. Okay. And I just want to write one more extra thing here: order by salary descending. This is my actual statement which I want to execute. So of course, you know very well what is going to be happen if I execute this statement. Simply it is going to extract all these rows of data, of course, order by salary descending. Okay, already it is in descending order, right? Let me make it ascending. So that first 103 will come, then 102 will come, so then 101 will come, right? But to get that output, what is going to be happen? So first step, we know already, Oracle allocated some memory area for your statement to get that processed. Now in the second step, what is going to be happen? It is going to be populated. So whatever the requirement is there to process that requirement, whatever I need, all those things I'm going to gather first. Okay, so as per my requirement, I need the data from EMP table. Okay, so what will happen first? First, it is going to get the data from EMP table. Okay, simply to say, I can do this way. 1 second. So this is my EMP table data, right? So what I'm doing, I'm just taking copy. So nothing bad. So as per my requirement, I have to get the data from EMP table. Okay. So to process my request, I need complete data, first of all, so that I can process. So whatever the memory area allocated for me, so there what I'm going to do. So Oracle first will get all the things, whatever is required. As per our example, I need complete data from EMP table. So nothing but to say here. So first data will be populated in this step. Okay. First step, memory area allocated for your statement. In the second step, in that memory area, as per the requirement to process that statement, all the data populated here. So in our example, we have only EMP table. So all the EMP table data populated here. For example, I have some 10 tables in my requirement, in my statement. So then all the 10 tables data first populated here. Okay, so all the data will be available now in this memory area. That's it. Now in the third step, data is ready for me. So what I have to do now? I can process. Okay, I can start processing this statement. Okay, so let's see. Same thing as it is. I'm just copying to here. But here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to process this statement as per my requirement. So this is the raw data. Okay, so this is raw data. So I have to process now. What is my requirement? Select star from EMP. So nothing but I want complete data from EMP table. So means I need this complete data. Good. And there is order by salary ascending also. Right? So means what will happen then? So then as per the requirement, what you want to do? First 103 will come, then 102, then 101 will come. Same way here, first A, then B, then C. Okay, I'm just writing here like it is processing. Okay, and then this 1001 is 10th department and remaining are 20 department. That's fine. Okay, so actually this is the output which we are expecting, right? So in step 3, actually it is processing completely as per your requirement. So once the statement is processed, your requirement is fulfilled. Of course, you are going to see the output, right? So after that, what is going to happen then? Memory area is not required now, right? So because already my statement is processed and I can see the output also, of course, after that. So what will happen then? It's simply going to close that memory area. Okay, so like this, I'm just writing again. Let me take it to next page. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just deleting this space. Whatever the memory area allocated for me, that is going to be closed now. Okay, so we'll just come back from the first step again. It's a very important interview question. So the first question is, what is a cursor? Okay, so what is a cursor? Is nothing but this one. Okay, nothing but this one. What is happening in the step one, right? So I'm just writing here, what is cursor? Say private. So why I'm writing private, you know now, right? So because it is applicable and allocated only for that specific statement, that's why it is private. It's a private SQL working area, right? Because I'm working for my statement in that space only. So that's why it's a private SQL working area. So who is giving this area for you? So that Oracle database only, right? So provided by Oracle engine. Okay, so why it is providing? To process your statement. That's it. In order to process SQL statement. That's it. Okay, if there is any confusion, what is meant by cursor, you can ask me. Okay, so let's see now. Whatever the statement you are writing, for that, it is going through 4 steps, and then only you are able to see the output. Okay, the step 1 is, what is happening? Allocating memory area. Okay, so once the space is allocated for your statement, in the second step, what is happening? The memory area will be populated with actual data, means raw data. Okay, so means actually I want to cook something outside my kitchen. Okay, for my function, for example. So what I have to do? First of all, I need a space somewhere where can I start cooking. So that place I found. After finding the place, what I'm doing, I'm getting all the required material. So whatever is required to cook that food, getting all that thing. So in our example, so that space is getting populated with actual data as per the requirement. So then once I got all the things, means I can start cooking. So here in the step 3, I'm just going to process that actual data. Okay, so that raw data, whatever is there in the step 2, that I'm going to process as per my requirement. Okay, it will process actual data as per the requirement in the sense, whatever the statement you passed, as per that it will process. So once it is processed, means cooking is done, food is ready. So then that space, whatever you are using, that is not required, right? No more, not required. So I'm just vacating that space. Simply to say here, I'm closing that memory area. Fine. Any confusion about these 4 steps? This is called cursor life cycle. Okay. So this is second important interview question for you. Cursor life cycle. Okay. So we discussed already. As of now, we written some programs while discussing variables, records, iterative statements, conditional statements. Whatever the program you executed till now from the last 6 classes, everywhere it went through all these 4 steps. Okay, it went through all the 4 steps, but of course we have not seen whether really it went through that or not. Okay, so what happened till now is, as of now, this process already done by Oracle engine for you. Okay, so we have not done all these 4 things. So Oracle only took care of as of now. So that's why we don't know what happened in between. So when we are executing the program, we are able to see the output. That's it. We know only these 2 steps, executing the program and we are seeing the output. But in between, we don't know. So, but actually it was happening. But all these 4 steps was handling by Oracle. So that is nothing but implicit cursor. Okay, implicit cursor means you know already what is meant by cursor. Implicit means, so the cursor will be opened by Oracle and Oracle only will process all the steps. Okay, so that is meant by implicit cursor. There is one more cursor for us, that is explicit cursor. Okay, as of now we have not seen this explicit cursor. So means, first of all, here we are going to open the cursor and we are going to write these 4 steps. Okay, so as of now Oracle only handling all these 4 steps, so we are simply seeing the output. But now onwards we can see somewhere where it is required also we'll see. But explicit cursor means we are going to open the cursor and we are going to follow all these 4 steps. We are going to define all these things. This is another very, very important interview question. What is explicit cursor? Or they can also ask you, what is cursor life cycle? Okay, so what is meant by explicit cursor? The cursor will be opened by us and all the steps also will be defined by us. Okay, so that's it. We have only 2 different types of cursors. Of course, we have another cursors we'll see later, but basically we have 2 types of cursors. One is implicit cursor, one is explicit cursor. Implicit cursor means the cursor will be opened by Oracle only and all the steps will be followed and processed by Oracle itself. Okay, as of now, this was happening, whatever we discussed in last 6 classes of programs. Okay, so this not happened yet. We'll see where it is required, because we have to open the cursor and we only need to write all those 4 steps. Okay, we'll see where exactly it is required. Okay, and how to write that 4 steps, we'll see. Okay, but as of now, if you have any question, let me know. Anyone is having any question? No? Okay. So in case of implicit cursor, there is nothing to do from our side. Okay, but we can see something here is there are something called attributes for us. Okay, attributes is nothing but properties. There are some attributes for our cursor. By using these attributes, we can know the cursor status and we can control the cursor. Okay, so what we can do using these attributes? Using these, we can know the status of cursor. Status of cursor means where it is exactly. So because we have some steps right in the cycle, so where exactly it is processing right now, we can know the status of that cursor using these attributes, and we can control the cursor. Okay, we'll see how can we know status and how can we control the cursor. We'll see using these 4 attributes. So in case of implicit cursor, as we discussed, there is nothing to do from our side, but still we can try to check what is happening using these attributes. Okay, first we'll see what is the meaning of these attributes. Okay, and we'll try to use these attributes, okay, to know the status of the cursor. We'll write a simple program, for example. 1 second. Okay, so I'm just writing same select statement. Okay, so I'm writing in the begin section. Select employee number, sorry, employee name, salary. Of course, we have to write into. So I'm writing the variables now. I'll declare it also. V employee number, V name, V sal from EMP. Of course, we know select statement has to return only one record as of now. Okay, because we know the reason now, because of today's class, because these all 4 steps are handling by Oracle only. So nothing but it is an implicit cursor. We can't see that cursor here. We can't see any keyword here like a cursor. Okay, but it will be there internally. So that's why it is implicit cursor. Okay, so that is the reason. As of now, we can return only one record from your select statement. Means if you want to return more than one record now from your select statement, so what you have to do? You have to write all those 4 steps. Means you have to use explicit cursor. Okay, so that we'll discuss later. But as of now, I'm just writing where employee number is equal to, I'm just passing employee number also right now. End of the program. Okay, now I need 3 variables, so I'm declaring them. Number, bracket 2, done. Right, this is our program. And if you want to print this output, you can print it. So let me write that dbms output dot put underscore line, and I'm going to print all those 3 variables. So let me take all those 3. This program we know already, many times we written the same and executed also. Okay, I connected to the output session, just enable the server output, executing this, successfully completed. If you want, you can see this message. Let me up little. Okay, successfully completed, and even it is printing that 790243000 from that 3 variables. It's fine. Okay, so as we discussed already, to process this statement when I'm executing this program, of course we are seeing this output immediately. Okay, but in between Oracle is doing and following that 4 steps. Okay, first allocating some memory area for this, and whatever is required to process this statement, that all the actual raw data is getting populated in the 2nd step, and in the 3rd step as per my requirement, it is going to process. What is my requirement here? I want only 3 columns of information from EMP table. And of course, that is also only for this particular employee number. So it will process everything in the third step. Once it is processed, that memory area also will be closed by Oracle itself. Okay, and thereafter, of course, you are able to see this output. Okay, so but what we want to know, I just want to check is really Oracle is opening the cursor or not. Okay, so how can we check now? Using these attributes. Okay, so what is this first attribute? Is percentile is open. So using this attribute, we can know whether the cursor is open or not. Okay, so what it will tell? Okay, using this, we will come to know whether the cursor is open or not. Okay, so how to use this attribute? Simple. For every cursor, actually we have to write a name, because we know already what is meant by cursor. It's a SQL working area. For every area, there will be a name, right? So the building where you are living, definitely there will be a name or number or something for that building, right? So to identify that, we should write a name also for that. But the problem here is this complete thing is happening by Oracle. Okay, so when it is by Oracle, we have to use this as the cursor name. Okay, so we'll discuss how can we write our cursor names later while discussing explicit cursors. But as of now, we have to use SQL as the cursor name, and then you can write is open. Okay, so now we'll just go back and we'll use this attribute to check whether this cursor is open or not. But my question is here again, where I have to check before the select statement or after the select statement. Understood my question? I have to check whether that cursor is open or not. If SQL percentile is open, then I will print some message like cursor is opened or not, something kind of message. But when I have to check this, okay, I mean before this statement is going to be processed or after. Understood, right? Okay, if I write it here to check, definitely what will happen? Still that statement is not went through the mark, means to that area. So means will definitely it will throw false, means you can't see whether cursor is opened or not. So let's go down, and after select statement I'm writing if SQL percentile is open, then let me take the same DBMS output statement, and I just want to print a message here. The cursor is opened. Okay, the cursor is open. That's it. I don't want to see any message. End of the if statement. I don't want to see, I don't want to write else and all. It's fine. If you want, you can write else statement and all. But as of now, if it is just open, I just want to see this message. Okay, now let me clear this and we'll execute this program. Successfully completed, and it's printed only one message for us, 790243,000. Nothing but it is printing from the last DBMS, second DBMS output statement. So then what happened to this first DBMS output statement, which is inside that conditional statement, which is inside if statement? Means definitely this is false. When I'm asking to go inside and print this, I'm asking only whenever the cursor is open. Whenever the cursor is open, then I'm asking to go inside and print this message. Seems it's not opened. That's why it's not printing that message. Right? Exactly right. But we already discussed. Every time, whatever statement you are writing, definitely cursor will be opened and all the steps also will be processed. Then only you can see the output. But why it is not showing this message? Means why it is getting failed? Let's see. Really, is it failing or not? So I want to check. So that's why I'm writing else statement. Okay. And I'm writing one more DBMS output in else part. Means if cursor is open, it has to print cursor is opened message. If not open, of course, now it will go to the else part and I want to see this message. Cursor is not opened. Let me clear this output again. Executing, successfully completed, and you can see two messages now. The cursor is not opened. Message is coming from the second DBMS output statement. And of course, our output is coming from the last DBMS statement. So means cursor is not opened, right? Exactly, cursor is not opened. So that's why it is not going to this if part. It is not open, that's why it is going to the else part. Correct? This is correct. Okay, percentile is open, is working. Exactly. Okay, exactly, it is working perfectly. Okay, but cursor is also opened. Then only we can see this output 7902 food 3000. But then why it is not showing this message? Okay, so simply to say percentile is open is throwing false. Okay, we know already who is opening this cursor. It's not in our hands, right? It is completely handling by Oracle only, right? So means when you are passing your statement, Oracle will open memory area and data will be populated and it will be processed, and also it will close the memory area immediately once your task is done. So means already task is done, it's over. Okay, means already memory area closed here. Okay, understanding right? Already memory area closed after this statement. So thereafter you are checking whether cursor is opened or not. Of course, no, it's already opened, processed and closed also. Okay, so that's why it is throwing false. So then how can I know where it is opening? Okay, if you write this SQL percentile is open before this select statement also, then nothing, no use, right? Because that time it will be not doing anything. It will be doing from here only. When it is touching this point, it will open. But after that, if I try to check, by that time that cursor is only getting closed. That's why you are unable to see percentile is open true message. True message in the sense is always going to false only. Okay, so now the other point here is in case of implicit cursor, always percentile is open is going to return false. Remember this point also. Okay, sometimes you may face interview question on this point also. Okay, so I'm writing this point also here itself. In case of implicit cursor, always percentile is open will return false. Okay, so means we can't check the status of that cursor. Sorry, we can't check whether the cursor is opened or not using this attribute. In case of implicit cursors, I'm telling. It's clear, right? Any confusion about it? Anyone is having any question or confusion about this attribute? What is percentile is open? Okay, and also remember, in case of implicit cursor, if you want to use any of these attributes, okay, so the cursor name will be default is SQL. Okay, so in case of explicit cursor, we will be writing our name. So that time we will be writing our name instead of SQL percentile. Okay, we'll see that later. Okay, if you want, I'll write here SQL is cursor name. Okay, SQL will be the cursor name. Percentile is open.